Imagine a world where pirating games on the Switch 2 doesn't just get you banned, it triggers a literal catastrophic explosion of nuclear magnitude. This grim thought experiment dives into the extreme collision of digital piracy, console security, and hyperbolic consequences. Let's explore how feasible this is from a technical, legal, and ethical standpoint. 1. The real-world piracy response. Nintendo has already implemented serious anti-piracy measures for the Switch 2. Users report permanent bans, error codes like 21,244,508 or 21,344,508 when using unauthorized flash cartridges like MIGs, which even if they're backing up legally owned games. TomsGuide.com +9 GAMESRADAR.com +9 Those bans target hardware, not just user accounts. Europe's regulations prevent full bricking, but the US version of the EULA explicitly states Nintendo can disable hardware permanently. TheVerge.com So while they can ban systems, turning them into explosive nukes, that's a hard no. 2. Could a console physically explode? Modern handheld systems, like the Switch, to have lithium-ion batteries. These can overheat or rupture under extreme misuse, but only causing relatively small fires, not nuclear-scale blasts. Nuke level implies a massive chain reaction, impossible without actual nuclear material and a nuclear process. A pirated ROM won't transform a lithium-ion cell into a bomb. In short, even theoretically, a computational trigger can't induce a nuclear explosion. There's simply no mechanism in consumer electronics supporting that. 3. Fiction versus reality. Why this thought experiment stands out. Legal fiction. Nintendo already promises to disable devices or revoke services via software. Extending that policy into a sci-fi explosion is metaphorical at best. Narrative exaggeration. Using hyperbole can illustrate how invasive DR might be, but risking turning into an explosive device. That's satire. Moral messaging. Such an extreme consequence would raise questions about surveillance, consent, and corporate overreach magnified far beyond anything we face today. 4. Dangers of hyperbolic fear. While it's fun to explore dramatic scenarios, equating software piracy with physical annihilation can spread misinformation. Readers might overhype DR enforcement, worrying it could physically destroy hardware when it can't. Conflate bans and bricking, missing the difference between legal disabling and actual hardware destruction. Undermine trust, fearing extreme corporate control that doesn't exist. 5. Conclusion. In our real world, pirating games on a Switch 2 could lead to permanent bans and lost online access, potential warranties voided, and legal consequences for piracy. But nuking the device? Not happening. The idea pushes the boundary of metaphor to an absurd extreme, more conspiracy theory fuel than factual likelihood. As a dramatic cautionary tale, it's imaginative, but ultimately, it remains purely fictional.